Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. And give us today our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Well, a good evening to you all. It's Saturday evening, and cheers, as you see. Nice bottle of red. Actually goes a long way. I sort of lose track sometimes because people will sort of say, "Oh, can you say a bit more about this?" or "What does that mean?" And I sort of forget what it is. But one thing I do remember, which is nothing to do with religion at all, or the Bible or anything like that, is one about this cap I wore for the last 3 times. Actually, it's the Boston Red Sox. The Boston Red Sox. They're a baseball team, obviously in Boston, Massachusetts. And yeah, that's who they are. It's actually not an American football team. No Boston there. If you ever heard of Babe Ruth originally played for Boston, and then he was traded to the New York Yankees, and that's where he made his name as a hitter. He was actually in Boston, more known originally as a pitcher. Very colourful lifestyle, and because of the trade, because the owner of the Boston at the time wanted to make some money to make a movie. It shows how long ago this was, actually. There was then the curse of the Bambino, that Boston never won a World Series, well, until we got to the 21st century. There you go. This hat actually is the New Orleans Saints. Okay, they are an American football team. New Orleans, Hurricane Katrina, and all of that. That's them. This week I sort of changed my mind a little bit on things as I was going along, which is relatively not unusual for me, as you probably know. I was going to do the usual routine of doing things like videos and news sheets and sending them out sort of Saturday morning, midday, whatever, perhaps even late afternoon, and doing some deliveries and finish off the video ready for Sunday morning. But then picks up some messages that there is a designated person who will be allowed to go back into church to say prayers and to ring the church bell. And you say a designated person. The emphasis is on although they can have other people from their household, but nonetheless, the emphasis is on a person. So I thought it was necessary to go back in there and shoot a quick video inside our church building, and it seemed the most appropriate if the first prayer would be the Lord's Prayer. As I try to point out, the church basically been left, and that was deliberate. It wasn't a sense of just walking away and forgetting it. It actually was deliberate, because that is the point in which we pick up. However we pick this up, or whichever way it would go, this is what we pick up. Because it is about the certainty of the gospel, which sort of lends itself, if you like, excuse me, scratching my nose, to the readings that we have for this Sunday. You know, Jesus starts off, do not let your hearts be troubled. Why does he say that? Why is he saying, do not let your hearts be troubled? The answer, I'll let you look up yourself, is in 13, the end of 13. And because all that confusion, he turns and says, do not let your hearts be troubled. And it goes on to say, when Thomas poses questions, you know, how can we know the way? And Jesus replies, I am the way, the truth, and the life. It's not someone else. It's not all the other systems you've been taught of. It's me. It's me that is the way, the truth, and the life. You look to me. And that very much put Thomas kind of in his place. But also, don't forget, there's a crowd of people around, including all the names we're familiar with, whether that's Peter, John, or James. They're there. Philip later, again, sort of asks him a question, and you can almost pick up Jesus' annoyance at this point with Philip. You know, how long have I been with you? And still you ask me these questions. Jesus continually and persistently talks about a relationship to a person, namely God. That is the starting place of all our faith and our certainty is about. And in one way or another, however we come through this, our faith, our understanding, our getting back to some sort of routine will be based in and around the person of Jesus Christ. Whilst I was in church shooting the video with the Lord's Prayer and other little bits that you would have seen in there, it suddenly came to me about part of our heritage in this country, about our spirituality, and they say part of the heritage actually is the Celtic spirituality. And that's going to be quite difficult to actually at times to pick up right down here in the southeast of England. But much of England, and indeed almost the entire of Scotland, would have been based on Celtic spirituality. And one of the things they do is about what's called a cane, and it's a circle. I draw a circle around you, about your family, your friends, about your home, your neighbours, your loved ones. And you fill that with God's love as you pray. And not only you fill that with God's love, but also you guard, it's a setup as a guard against evil, trouble, strife, all that would come in. And so as I'm preparing to leave church, it suddenly came to me that actually to draw a circle around the church, to pray not just for our church, that sacred, holy place, but for all the souls that not only have inhabited it, but still inhabit it. They may be kept away, they may be kept in places distant and close, and yet can't go there. For their families, their friends, those who are so far away, and yet only live around the corner, and yet those who are so far away, that are far away. A prayer for each of us, for all of us. A circle to surround us with God's blessing. Amen.